and shoot, I said that you claim it. It's that Xbox, spin the block, his legs live. Fast talker, no riddling, moonwalking, selling moon rock just to make dividends. You in traffic with family? That much make it a portrait. Gun kick back, not grannies from porches. David on the scene, you know that it's scorching. What's the man with king? No response to the saying, advancing the line, advancing the payment. You front the game and shoot, what said that you claim?
You already know the time, told my boys to hold the line. We gon' shoot it out in seconds, leave you posted like a vine. Bow your head down to the king, leave your roses at the shrine. We stay ready for the war, just need the king to drop the sign. Say what you running from, what you running from? I'm with my team, we bleed green, that's what you wanted, huh? Say what you running from, what you running from? I'm with my team, we bleed green, that's what you wanted, huh? This what you wanted. This what you wanted, huh?
Peace and blessings, and welcome back to Xbox Frontline News with your boy, the King. And we're at the end of the week, and what a wonderful week it is. I just want to say, if this is your first time finding the channel, accept my invitation to become a subscriber, and if you choose, become a member. Here on Xbox Frontline, this is an Xbox-centric channel, but we cover the industry as a whole. But at the same time, we bleed green if you see exactly what I got on. But enough of that being said, there's some news out there today, some stuff that we're going to talk about. I do have to pour out a few for a couple of studios that meant a lot to me. And it's the realization that I believe that the industry is going through a transformative moment. A super change, if you will. And I had a good conversation with Mr. Boomstick XL today. Please, if you haven't subscribed to Mr. Boomstick channel, go to Mr. Boomstick channel, Mr. Boomstick XL. He drops content daily. He's live streaming content, and he does some video here and there. But his takes on things is pretty cool, and he's getting to 15,000 subs. So let's all help him. If you haven't subscribed, go over there, check his stuff out. I highly recommend him. That's Mr. Boomstick XL, Xbox channel. Very cool dude, and I call him brother. But, you know, we were talking about the industry and how stuff has changed. And I'm not expecting things to stay the same. You know, like stuff has come from Pong to where we are now. And if you don't know what Pong is, that's when I started gaming. I started gaming when Pong was in arcade, then it was available for home. And to see the industry go from there to crash and to then bring itself back up to get to where we are, and to see the influx and change that we're at now. Today is more of a reflection point on the loss of workers, developers, companies, manufacturers. The loss in this space as a whole is hurtful. But the biggest problem I see is the negativity at the heart of this. I don't know where it started. I don't know how it began. I don't know how to quantify it. But I'm going to give my thoughts on it a little bit later. But I would like to get into this first topic as we reflect on the industry and some news today. August 29th, PlayStation, stand up. You guys are about to get a really good game. It's been out so long for the PC and for the Xbox consoles. Finally, you get a chance to see what all the fuss is about. It's a wonderful game. It's an S-tier game. It's a beautiful game. I have all the DLC for this game, and it's really fun. It's really something good to pass the time. And it's a wonderful highlight for individuals that, you know, that want to play something. And it's just a real good bullet hells roguelike game. It's so much fun. It's super addictive. Clear your calendar, bro. All right, so I didn't know about Vampire Survivors, but it was highly recommended by Sovereign, Lord Sovereign of Iron Lords Podcast. Iron Lords Podcast is doing big things. That's my team. So if you don't know about Iron Lords Podcast and you want to see us in long form format, Sundays at 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, it's like a 5-hour live show that we do. It's really fun. It's me and the guys, my comrade in arms, the Four Horsemen. And we are pushing the industry forward. Big things are coming. But it's this one game. This game here, I cannot lie to you. The game itself has transformed how I felt about indie games, bullet hell games. I spend so much time playing this game. I bought every DLC for this game, and it drops DLC like daily or something. I don't know. But for the PlayStation audience, I didn't know that you guys didn't have access to this game. And this segment alone, I can't disparage you guys because I'm happy for each and every last one of you guys that gets a chance to play this game. I am enthusiastic at your enjoyment for this game. I highly recommend it. Go out and buy it as soon as possible. Get all the DLC. Please post videos, show your fandom. This is a S tier game. You get the joke if you following Iron Lords Podcast. It's an S tier game that deserves every piece of accolades that it has received. A matter of fact, reading this, going back and getting the video, makes me want to go play now. And I just might go do that. This particularly hits home. The studio behind some of the best PSP games ever is shutting down. Listen, the Order 1886 is by far one of my best PlayStation games. Meta picked the studio up. Despite the closure, Meta remains committed to VR development, encouraging former devs to apply within Oculus Studios. The closure adds to 2024's list of game studio closures, raising concerns about the industry's stability. I've told people for a long time the industry as a whole is in trouble. A new report reveals that Meta has unfortunately shuttered the Order 1886 developer Ready at Dawn. Over the course of its 21-year history, Ready at Dawn not only worked on immersive VR narrative games like Lone Echoes, but shepherded a handful of PlayStation portables, most well-regarded games like Dexter, God of War, Chains of Olympus, and God of War, Ghost of Sparta. But for me, the best game that they did was Order 1886, and this game here, man, that game there, probably one of the most visually stunning games ever for the PlayStation platform. Sucks that they only got one game out of that franchise. That's a franchise. When I first got my PlayStation 4, well, I had brought a bunch of them. You know, I was selling them. I was a scalper. And I probably do that. I do that every generation. Every generation, I go out and buy as much consoles as I possibly can to fund my fun, right? Yeah, secondhand market, who cares, right? I don't care. Anyway, one of the titles that I was most excited about at, the PlayStation 4 launch window or launch of games, it's a couple that I was really excited about. And one company, Ready at Dawn, probably stood head and shoulders, to me, above all the studios and what they was able to do. Now, there was a couple of titles at launch. A couple of titles for the PlayStation 4 that defines itself to me as far as identity goes, right? And one, you could say Bloodborne, right? And I'm not a Souls dude, but I can acknowledge the greatness of Bloodborne. One game I love that probably wasn't particularly liked by the PlayStation fan base, but I thought was graphically one of the most intense games that they can ever put out. And when they added the weather physics to it, took it to the moon to me. And a lot of them didn't agree with me, but I don't care what you eat don't help me. You know what I'm saying? Drive Club. I really thought this game was it. Really liked that game. But you know how when you play something, a game, and you say, this game is going to be the best franchise, this is the newest franchise, and I got on board. It was like I found money, or I got a tip on a hot stock. It would literally was probably one of the brightest spots in their lineup, and it didn't disappoint me. I'm talking about The Order, 1886. I said to myself, Sony has their Gears of War. This is it. I said, and I'm going to follow the story. I couldn't stop raving about the graphics. I'm a huge werewolf fan. It had all the necessary elements for me as a PlayStation owner, and the requirements to push my enjoyment. Man, I waited and I waited and I waited, and I thought that they would come out with another game. It didn't happen. Then I saw they got purchased by Meta, and I always held out hope that they will continue this. That's a franchise. That's a moneymaker. If there ever was any title that was in that launch lineup that guaranteed me to purchase, all you had to do is tell me, well, PlayStation 5 is gonna have it, and I'm in, whatever. And it just never happened. So I'm thinking that Meta did, and I knew Meta was really heavily on the VR, and I know VR is not there in the fidelity area to make like an Order type game. But even if they would have got something close to like a Half-Life Alyx or a Horizon Call of the Mountain, I would accept it. And it would have made my Oculus that much better. I think that was a missed opportunity. And I see, you never know what company is going to affect you the most and when it's no longer around. And today this made me reflect more so on my enjoyment in playing games. Because I remember booting the game up and watching the loading screens and marveling at what I saw and calling Lord Sovereign and calling Lord Cognito, and Lord Attic. I didn't meet Lord Attic at that time yet, but I remember the pure joy and excitement that I had while playing it, anticipating it, and ending it, and just today's a day of reflection. We're transforming. Some beloved companies are disappearing. And if no one ever told them that, man, you made one of the greatest games of that generation, because it's highly overlooked, I just want to tell you, you made this man happy. When I booted it up and I played it, and, I'm feeling nostalgic. I might do it again today. I might boot it up today just to go and see how ahead of the time those graphics was. The fidelity was insane. Well, the migration has begun. Xbox Game Pass adds Activision Crash Bandicoot Insane Trilogy today. Following weeks of rumors and speculation, the beloved platformer Crash Bandicoot Insane Trilogy joins Xbox Game Pass and PC Game Pass today. Today, your boo is ours. Crash Bandicoot is home and is the mascot for the Xbox Game Pass platform. Microsoft has struck gold when they spent the $70 billion to acquire ABK. This is now your face of the Xbox Game Pass platform. This is your doom. Let's get it. Oh, PlayStation. Everybody's asked, okay, so when Activision gonna start? When the game's gonna start going inside Game Pass, King? For a lot of you new gamers, you're gonna realize that sometimes when acquisitions happen, one dude that was on one team is now the franchise player for another team. I've been around. Like if you watch basketball, I equated to, when Michael Jordan was on the Bulls, and then he went to the Wizards. I got a chance to see Scottie Pippen go from the Bulls to the Rockets. I've seen teams acquire franchise players, Shaq to the Heat, to the Lakers. And Crash is the equivalent of Shaq going to the Heat, because I remember him pushing that PlayStation past Nintendo, the aggressiveness, the insaneness, and to see now that same energy is literally the mascot for the Xbox Game Pass platform. And Crash Bandicoot is leading the charge of all the ABK games going to Game Pass. Bro, this dude is excited. And I'm going to probably stream this on Saturday while I give you a Saturday show reflecting and having a conversation about tomorrow's show, Fight Night edition. If I don't know, tomorrow is the live show, 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, where myself and my son, we play games and we invite the community to join us. And a lot of the times it's competitive games. So come through, have a good time. But let's get to the next topic. When these poor begging ponies tell you that Xbox is getting out of the hardware business, or Xbox should be leaving, that's when the pony bots tell you that the Xbox should get out of the hardware business, their narrative is not being listened to, is not being heard. And what Xbox is doing is setting up the greatest takeover. I told you we are in the midst of the XWO, that's Xbox World Order. If you didn't know, Xbox knows, Microsoft knows, Game Pass knows. Everybody that has ascended to the platform knows. Microsoft is hiring engineers to define the future of graphics on Xbox. This is exciting. We seem to be hearing quite a lot about the next gen in 2024, don't we? Xbox set the tone earlier this year by revealing that it was working on new hardware, new console featuring the latest technological leap you will have never seen in any hardware generation. Now the team is hiring new job roles to back up that mission statement. Let me tell you, here's the post, bro. The Xbox graphics team is seeking talented engineers who are excited to work on the state-of-the-art graphics, compression, and emulation systems. You see this part right here, the emulation systems and the compression part is giving you a peek into how they plan to deliver, change, and take over the industry. Our diverse team works on the intersection of hardware and software to provide industry-leading game development technology. Working closely with the hardware engineers and game developers, we define the future of graphics and game development. Are you as excited as I am for this takeover? As an Xbox person, you have heard so much that about them supposing to get out. We up, and we're going to talk about it. All right, right back to our regular scheduled program. These port begging ponies is going to keep telling us that we don't have hardware coming out, and I'm telling them they're insane. I already know that there's hardware. I already know that the pathway is there. I understand exactly what Microsoft is doing in their strategy going forward. But at the same time, I can understand why these guys would be fearful. There has always been a level of fear when it came to Microsoft, because the potential for the XWO to achieve their goal, that's Xbox World Order, is now being realized, right? Because before, you would hear them say stupid things like, oh, I just want Xbox to compete. Oh, I just want Xbox to do better. Oh, I just want Xbox to do this. Well, that's exactly what they're doing. Now the rhetoric is, you have ponies, you have pony bots, you have the media that tries to coddle and protect the PlayStation brand. You have developers that feel that they want to control what the PlayStation brand is and how that should be going forward. What I say is you can't stop the machine. The XWO is in full effect. You can say, I think they should get out of the hardware business. I would say, continue to fight. Switch up your tactics. Make headway in different directions. And as a company, you have seen them do exactly that. Now, for the Xbox console gamer, that streaming doesn't entice you, that nothing gets you excited more than a new piece of tech from your American company. The last American company Atari has a different form. Coleco is no more in television. We are the last bastion in our gaming medium, Microsoft and Xbox. With the invention of the Game Pass platform, they have established that services will be key. The Xbox brand has established that it will consistently make new innovations in the hardware space. And this next iteration of the hardware is going to be a generational leap like nothing seen before it. The engineers that they're asking for to sign up now, because their job listings indicate such. I eagerly anticipate Microsoft Xbox Game Pass to continue in the hardware space, despite the calls from all of you naysayers. You can wish for everything to happen. It won't. The XWO is in full effect. And either you can get down or lay down. The choice is yours. You know, a lot of people, you can go to their channel, a lot of Xbox guys, and a lot of people is going to tell you, oh, they don't care about Black Myth. Oh, they get it when it comes out on Xbox. Black Myth Wukong final trailer shows us what we're missing on Xbox this month. Boy, oh boy. I waited for this game for a minute, right? And it's been a long time. It's been a long road. And when we saw the trailer and it didn't have Xbox name attached at the end, we was looking at like, what the hell is going on? And the fact that it's been removed from the launch lineup of the game, the launch window, kind of, piss, a lot of people off, like myself. And then further seeing the trailer enhance that. And this is going to lead to a larger discussion, and I want to get into that discussion portion of it. I don't want to leave that here. I want to get into that discussion, that portion of it. Black Myth Wukong. I've eagerly anticipated this game for a very long time now. And it seems like I'm going to have to buy this game twice, 2 times. I'm going to have to buy this game twice because there's no way on August 20th that I'm going to miss out on that game. Is it disappointing that it's missing the Xbox platform on launch? To me, yes. To me, them missing the launch irritates me because it further exacerbates the thought that Sony is money-hatting launches of eagerly anticipated titles. And looking at the specs of what you need to play the game, Series S clearly hits that. Now, I can't say for certain without having proof that they were money-hatted. What I can say is Sony has done those things in the past. So someone's past is a prediction of their future, right? It's an indication of what they would do in the future. So I'm looking at their past and I'm saying, hey, they probably did that. They probably money had it that. And you would say, why don't Xbox money had stuff and keep it all away from Sony? I think Xbox's level of money had is putting day and date in Game Pass. I think that's how they go about it. They don't want to exclude that gamer over there from accessing the game. But what they want to do is make the game available to their consumer as far as, to purchase, to play in a service. I think that's their philosophy because they're not reliant on one way to make money from the game. Sony is reliant on one way. So I'm upset, but I'm going to have to purchase this game twice. So my Steam Deck and my PC, because I'm going to purchase it through Steam. Because why would I buy the PlayStation version when it's inferior to my high-powered PC that I own? And I'm going to get it there. And then when the game comes out on Xbox, I'll buy it there. I own a PlayStation for first-party games. I don't own a PlayStation for third-party, money-had-it timed exclusives. So, you port begging ponies got this round. Ding, ding. This is now the tail end of everything that's happening at Sony. With the acquisition of Bungie earlier on, they gave them autonomy, and that didn't seem to be, very prudent or smart when it came to how they operate. And they allowed them the rope for them to take care of themselves. And Hiroki Totoki just saw that they weren't going to be profitable in their current state, and they had to do a lot of restructuring. So what we know so far is that 850 people will be retained, and they will concentrate on Destiny 2 and Marathon. They're not stopping Destiny 2 development on content. And, the bigger problem was, and this is where they decided the restructuring was going to take place and cost restructuring, portfolio optimization, optimizing studio structure, and enhancing efficiency at Bungie. These things were necessary for Bungie. We understood it. And hey, man, this is the end of an era. This is, but they had a good run, right? So what that leads to in the future when it comes to Destiny 2 and Marathon, let's just see. Right. Maybe I can't say it turns out for the best because I doubt it very seriously. But this is what happens, right? Well, the final information has come out. I told you after the financials hit the streets, you get probably what is going to happen over at Sony with Bungie, and we get into finally the bookend part of what's going to go on there. Like, we already knew that they're going to be restructuring, absorption, and management. Severe management and control over their financials, their business model. Because remember, when Hiroki Totoki put everyone on notice that he will be going through their books, going through everything, going through the structure of their company with a fine-tooth comb to get the most efficient ways for them to be productive. That meant everyone. So games got canceled. Studios got closed. People got shuffled around. But particularly Bungie itself, which did itself no favors. Now I'm seeing everybody attacking the CEO, and I see everybody blaming Sony. I think it's equal amount of blame to be pushed around, right? If you have somebody that have a problem, you have people out there that really want to help somebody get better. And then you have somebody that has a vested interest in that person getting worse in order to take control over the things that they have. If that person a bad person? No. That person is an opportunist. And an opportunist can't get the job done without you giving them the opportunity. So, Bungie is equally at fault for what's happened and Sony is equally at fault for preying on their weakness and knowing what was wrong and not correcting it in the paperwork before the deal was done. Because a healthy Bungie doesn't fall like this, right? If you wanted them to get better and you truly wanted to help them, then you would have, and it would have got better. That's not what this was about. And you can only fault all the people involved. But I've played Destiny for 10 years plus, probably. I followed it from Game Informer magazine. I remember it was on Game Informer magazine. And we were excited for when it came through. And then it did. And I met some of my best friends in the gaming space on Destiny and Destiny 2. And I was there through the ups and downs. And to see now the company go away, it's an end of an era. What it transforms into is not them. It's not them, because a lot of the people that made up that is no longer there. So, yeah, you pour out a little bit for them. But knowing that Sony should not get the full blame for what happened to them, because sometimes you have to put the blame on the individual for never correcting what they know is wrong, but it has gotten them in trouble in the past. Got them in trouble here, got them in trouble there, and ultimately led to their demise.
I mean, if I'm a betting man,
We saw the writing on the
probably
wall,
did that shit.
but no one knew how to pump
sure
the brakes and stop it.
He did that shit.
I just think Sony accelerated their demise by not even helping fix the issues that they knew that they had. So, again, members, you have a video that's up that I put up that I need your input for what's going to be played tomorrow and what type of community day are we having, what type of fight night it's going to be. And it is what it is. If you don't have the input right now, then I'm going to show you a little bit later that I will bring what I'm going to bring. But I'm going to craft it. If you want to partake, you have to really get it. Like, it's 200 of you guys. I don't ask you to become members not to partake. A lot of people want people to be on their Patreon, to be on their members, just to get your subscription. Your subscription is beautiful. Your input, your interaction is what I want more. I constantly look for new ways to force the interaction, to give you a voice, to give you a safe haven, to give you a community in which you can interact and grow in. Because I'm talking to Boom, right? I'm talking to Boom today. We driving, and normally me and Boom talk, in the daytime while I'm working, and he's either running errands or doing something, and we have like in-depth conversations about the industry. And one of the conversations that we had particularly struck a chord because the fun in gaming has lost itself, right? It was the boom in the beginning where we were all gathered around TVs and we were playing games and passing in controllers and everybody having fun, or everybody's in the arcade and putting their quarters up and everybody's having fun and the interaction is happening. And then, online happened and everybody is talking. And I remember playing SOCOM online with my PlayStation, talking to people all across the world, meeting friends there. I could take it even further back to X-Band and playing on X-Band over, dial-up, and meeting my a dude called Mr. Showtime, because we used to play NBA Live. And that was cool, and we had interactions there, and then we, larger groups started forming from there. And then Xbox Live hit, and that changed the game because it made sure that a mic was inside the box, that you had voice, and you were talking to everybody. And then the Connect hit, and we're playing Uno. If anybody knows those Uno days with that Connect, boy, those private rooms is wild. But that's when we were having fun. It's so much negativity surrounding video games now. It's us versus them. I know I joke around a lot about, PlayStation and Xbox versus each other. I joke around a lot. But I'm looking at it and I'm saying, damn, am I not my brother's keeper? Because I talk to J-Dub, I talk to Jay Barry, I talk to Porter Rock. I have conversations and cordial relationships with them. Why wouldn't I? Because they happen to play a console that I own, that I use. I just don't favor that platform. Since when somebody's choice has become an indictment on who they are. And I don't know how to reverse the downward trend into the cesspool of negativity that we have encountered, and the continued growth of loathing and seething that I see. All I can do is offer each and every last one of you gamers, because a lot of these games are cross-play. If you have a PlayStation and we're playing Tekken, join in. If you have a Call of Duty, you have cross-play. You play Destiny, multiplayer. I don't care what it is. Whatever we do on Fight Night, and it's called Fight Night because everything is competitive. It's always going to be that. I don't care if we're playing Fortnite. If I make a room, everybody's in there playing big fight. If we play PUBG, whatever we're doing, it's about the sense of community, camaraderie, companionship, and friendship. To remove the isolation and depression that I see so much of. We are watching companies go away. People lose their jobs. There's so much uncertainty. But yet video games are supposed to be a relief from the pressures of society and everything as a whole. It's supposed to be your safe haven for you to commune with people like yourself. I remember when playing video games, you got bullied. I remember people being ashamed to say they play video games because that was for kids. We were always looked after each other. What the hell is going on? That we are no longer looking after each other. You have people, and I don't make videos with another person's name. I don't do that. That's not what you're going to get here. What you're going to get here is news, fun, and I'm a snap on Sony. I want unity. And I'm going to continue to push that. Yeah. I want PlayStation to become an app. That is the running joke here. Hashtag no PlayStation 6. We're going to run it up on them bums. Is that individually pointing out any individual that's here? I actively have individuals in my chat that play on other consoles. Who cares? So what? I do too. I have all of it. I don't exclude you because I want to include you into the conversation. Somebody told me to boot them out of the room. Why the hell would I ever do that? I won't close the door in your face because I want you here. Because obviously, if you showed up here, you didn't like what was going on over there. And I welcome you. So this is the part in the video where I'm going to take that logo and I'm going to throw it on tomorrow. And I'm inviting you to show up and play. And if you're too shy to join in, I want you to understand that this is a place of safety, warmth, and love. Join in. Be a part of. Have fun. Talk crap to each other. But be respectful. And try to play the Game Pass.